Well, hello, St. Louis. This is Larry from the darkness, and we're making a behind the screams video, this time from our horror retail store. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about the history of us being in the horror retail business, and I'm going to tell you like what it takes to run a horror retail store. And I'm going to tell you what the difference is between what we do and say Johnny Brock's or Spirit or something like that, or especially like Walmart or Target or something like that, you know. And so let's just start with the difference between what we have here and what you might see it, let's say Spirit or Johnny Brock's. Well, let's take a look. Okay, so we do have a lot of horror t-shirts, and we have more than any of those other stores because everything we're doing is horror. Okay, so we have a lot of random shirts. You got to like go through it and you'll see pretty much like everything you can think of. But one of the things that none of those people are going to have is this kind of stuff: horror collectibles. And it's not just horror collectibles. That's a really cool Batman 66 Robin. That's a Batman Returns Penguin. And you're going to see all kinds of other fun things on the wall that really aren't horror, but they're a lot of fun, okay? You're going to see like this Island, Earth, really hard to find. There's Pee Wee Herman up there. You're going to see that brand new mask, which is a Ghostface as, you know, like Santa. And then look at this. We just got this in. This is freaking hilarious. It's Count from Sesame Street. I know it's funny, but it's collectible. It's collectible. And these are the kind of things that you're going to find here that you're not going to find at Spirit. Now, by the way, I just want to say, for the record, and by the way, one of my favorite toys to collect is Creature from the Black Lagoon. I love Creature from the Black Lagoon. And look at these. You won't find these at those stores either. They're because, you know, they take up a lot of space. And that's why they won't get them. You won't see things like this. This Curse of the Frankenstein, which is a Hammer film. This big Halloween Kills. All these big Halloween dolls. Believe it or not, these are replica gloves for Freddy Krueger. And they're actually metal. You won't find these Terrifier toys. Sorry, you won't find these collector mugs. And then there's Pee Wee Herman. Okay, you won't find this, that's for sure. Beetlejuice is the Matador, and we just got another Beetlejuice in, believe it or not. And you know, and then look, you definitely won't find this, like this big giant Freddy Krueger. Let's see, let's look around. We have a lot of collector purses. Some you might find, and like, for example, these Scream masks you would definitely find. But we carry a lot of mugs. And look at these Terrifier purses. Now, one of the things you definitely won't find, well, that certainly you won't find that Twilight Zone. Look at that big, plushy Chucky. You won't find that. You won't find all these collectibles here. A lot of these mugs you won't find either. But you're not going to definitely find that Gremlins prop. But one of the things you for certain won't find is all of these Darkness shirts. And there's about 30 different kinds. We have also zip-up hoodies. You won't find any of these at your local Halloween store. You definitely won't find this as well. These gigantic alien toys. This is one of our best sellers, is this Batman, Michael Keaton Batman. A full-size Saw puppet, this nearly scale Pennywise, Annabelle, these collector Gremlins. None of this stuff, okay, you're going to find at that Evil Dead knife, which is really cool. And then, of course, we're going to have a lot of masks that the other stores will not have. Okay, with all of that being said, here's some collector masks. Collector hands are hyper realistic. All these like fun tins, Exorcist. You certainly won't find this. Look at the gigantic Five Nights at Freddy, Coraline. That's a huge doll. You won't find this alien face hugger. We also have leg lamps, from Christmas Story. And we have other props too. Well, we used to have an ET for sale. I think we sold it. We also used to have a Groot. And I don't know where he went. And then if you look in these display cases, we have a lot of fun stuff as well. And room for other cool things. We have a lot of these gremlins, like they fly right off the shelf. We also have some Lego keychains. Look at these horror trading cards. Everything is geared, okay, to a horror collector. And not just a horror collector, but we also have affordable, very affordable things. Like here is some car fresheners. And you can see they're based on Michael Myers, and lanyards, buttons. We even have this full-size Pennywise that you can buy, and you can take him home. Believe it or not, take him home. Just come up and get him. And here's the thing. So let me give you a little history about us being in the horror retail business. When the darkness started in 1994, believe it or not, and let's look through this really dirty window, that building over there, that is now an apartment building, and that's where the darkness was born. And the reason why it was called the darkness is because that building was completely boarded up. And on the side, it's actually on the side right here of this side, you can faintly still see where it says Sunshine Factory. So when we were inside and they said it was called the Sunshine Factory, we said it's really just complete darkness in here, and that's where the name came from, honestly. So, and it's stuck. Now the darkness is known worldwide by people all over the world because it's considered one of the best haunted houses in the world. So when we moved out of that building to this building, we went from a building that was literally 180,000 square feet, but we were using about 36,000 square feet. So the darkness, the building that we started in was only 20,000 square feet. So we felt like it needed to be bigger. So we had this whole lot here in the back, and we decided to extend the building. So now the building technically is about, and this doesn't include the St. Louis Escape next door, but the building is 33,000-ish square feet, close to what it was originally at the other building. And if you add the escape room next door, it's about 57,000 square feet. Okay. So when we built this extension on the back of the darkness, we added a shop on the first floor, and then on the second floor we added TerrorVisions. Okay. And then we added this little museum right here. And at first, all it was a museum. It was just a whole bunch of monsters that you could take pictures with and everything else. Now, I have the lights turned off, okay? But this gate right here was always there. It was installed day one when this building was built. So the darkness, we figured we'd have like a gift store. And so that's why we put the gate in day one. So it's about 17 years ago. And this gift store was about like from here to there. Okay. And see, now it's like this big. So what happened was, at first we rented the space to slackers, and they would sell horror movies, and they would sell toys and all kinds of other stuff. And so then we decided that we would take over the space, and we would start printing darkness merchandise, and we put other little things in here. And I think some of the first things we put in here were like purses, horror purses, which we have a whole bunch of, by the way, coffin purses and everything else. And so it just kind of started that way. And the gift store was really cool, and we started adding so much stuff and so many t-shirts, and we just kind of went crazy. And then it just dawned on us, we need to expand the gift store because people liked the gift store. It became like an extension of the darkness. Like people wanted to come in here and just, even if they didn't buy anything, they just wanted to look around and see all the cool stuff. And now we have a liquor license, and as you can see, we sell alcohol, and we also sell sodas and drinks and so on and so forth. Okay. So the very first time we decided, okay, we're going to expand the gift store, make it a little bit bigger. I mean, it was a huge undertaking. We had to figure out how to take a section of TerrorVisions out, and that's what we did. We took one little scene of TerrorVisions out, and we said, oh, okay, look, now it's twice as big. And let's see. You see this carpet right here where there's a seam right there. That's how big it was originally. And then I think when we expanded it, there was a scene right here that had like a giant clown animation. And I think it went like over to here. And so, and I think it might have been like from there, from that corner right there to like here. And I'm almost positive, you see, because you see the seam again right there. So we basically just added, let me pan this down. We added from there over. So it did make it about twice as big. And we thought, holy cow, we'll never expand it again. Wow, look how much bigger it is. Look how much more stuff we can fit in. And let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. So you see where that beam is right there, and that carpet line right in the floor right there. So it was expanded out to about this line right here. Now you can always see every time this thing got expanded, because if you come over here, you know what you see? Another carpet line. So then we added another part over here. And really the gift store was a weird shape. And so then we ended up having all of this space, and then it literally ended that corner and it went straight across. And we're like, okay, it'll never be bigger. And so then we said, you know what? We don't need this little section over here. So then it was like another add-on, and you can literally see, you see the line. So this was like a little cove, and this right here was part of TerrorVisions right here. Do you see this? This section here was part of TerrorVisions. And we literally went over and over and over and figured out how could we like level this out, you know, make it one big square area, not like a little silly cove. And we couldn't figure out how to do it without literally almost removing TerrorVisions. Now, the other thing is there's now a closet, and we never had a closet before, and it's right behind here. You can't even tell that it's there. So when we really wanted to get rid of the odd shape of the gift store, that's when it dawned on us that it's time to get rid of TerrorVisions, because there's no other way to level. It wasn't even about making the gift store bigger. But do you see how the gift store now has one wall in the back? It was only half of that. So it was like a cove in there, and it didn't make any sense. So we ended up wanting to get this space and really blow this up so more people can get in here, and we wanted to add a closet. There was only one way to do it, and the way to do it was to literally destroy TerrorVisions, and we didn't want to do that. And so we just decided, well, TerrorVisions has been here since year one. When this add-on space was built, TerrorVisions was built. So it was 16 years we had TerrorVisions. So the first year we didn't have it was last year. So Slaughterhouse is year one, last year. This will be year two, where it's been totally redone, and now it's fantastic. So the retail store now cannot expand. It's not possible to expand. There's no way for it to expand, because the maze where TerrorVisions used to be it can't be manipulated, it can't be changed, nothing can, you can't do anything to it. It's landlocked now. So the gift store is what the gift store is. Now, I do have some exciting news. Okay, so when you look at this wall over here, this very corner right here, this corner, okay, this is the corner of the building. Now I'm gonna walk in here, kind of show you what I'm talking about. It's very dark, sorry. So do you see this? There is the escape room. Now, if we owned that building and this building at the same time, we would have built it all the way over to the corner of that building. So there's a wedge between this building and that building. And so the goal now is to build this building over to the other building. Now, once that happens, what we'll be able to do in the future is through our St. Louis escape room, we will be able to have people go through the escape room and walk into the retail store. So that would give us the possibility of opening the retail store year round. That's what we want to do, okay? But we can't do that until we expand the building on the back of St. Louis Escape. And even so, if you come to the darkness, you're going to be able to walk from this area right here into the escape room, and inside that room is going to be a bar, a bunch of pinballs, video games, duck pin bowling, and there's also going to be this other game that we're going to add where you jump around on light up squares. So it's going to be like a big cool game room with a bar, where we're also going to sell pizza. So, once that is done, then it's a possibility that we would open our horror retail store, I don't know, maybe once or twice a month, or maybe like every Saturday. I don't know, maybe, who knows? But we have to build that section first. So it's really expanding the gift store. It's really expanding St. Louis Escape. And St. Louis Escape is really going to change. We're adding a game show. We're rebuilding our mini golf. We're swapping out the Frankenstein Escape for a new themed escape room. And then if we build that building all the way over, you will be able to walk from here into the escape room's game room. So when the darkness is open, you can come to the darkness, you can play escape rooms, you can play mini golf, you can play a game show, you can play video games. It's going to be a great time, okay? So that's kind of like the history of the retail store. And we've also discussed what are some of the differences between us and Spirit, or us and I love Spirit, by the way. I love Johnny Brock's and all that. And they have a lot more than we do, that's for sure. But they don't have the things we have, because we are not trying to be a Halloween retail store. Even though we have some costumes, and I'll show you. So you can see a Trick or Treat movie costume, Scream costume, Saw costume. We have Michael Myers, Conjuring, Beetlejuice. We have all kinds of costumes. House of Carrie's over there, House of 1,000 Corpses. We have all kinds of accessories. And we have a lot of Scream costumes, like a lot. We have puzzles. We have all kinds of stuff. So that gives you like a background on the Darkness Horror Retail Store. Now understand, when you come to the Darkness, we have out front, we have horror characters, we have photo ops, we have massive monsters out front. The queue line now is going to be a show. Then you're going to go through the 2 floors of the haunted house, and if you buy the secret bar, you get to stop in the secret bar. And then when you come out of the darkness, you have this massive museum. you have this massive retail store, and then eventually, when the two buildings get connected, there's going to be a big, giant game room with bar and pizza. This is a lot more than I ever imagined it would be. It's turning out to be quite the massive tourist attraction, and that's what it's become. So we just wanted to kind of sort of take you behind the screens here and kind of explain some of this stuff to you, and we look forward to seeing you down here at the Darkness this September, October. And I will tell you, stay tuned to our website, because we start selling tickets in the summer, and they're called a summer sale. And when we open the very first weekend, we do something called slasher weekends, where the prices are slashed for the very first weekend that we're open. And look at those. Can anybody tell me what that's from? Halloween 3. So thanks for watching the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. And do me a favor, we want to get to 10,000 followers on YouTube. I just think it would be a nice round number. Why not? Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Scarefest, and on TikTok, Darkness Haunted House. So thanks a lot for watching the video. I hope you learned something about the Darkness. It really is a gem for St. Louis. It's a worldwide known tourist attraction, and we hope to see you here this September, October, and Krampus and Valentine's and so much more. Thanks for watching.